Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Night Phase. I got a special review and discussion here. We're talking Avengers Infinity War. This is spoiler talk, so if you haven't seen the movie, get the fuck out of here right now. Not supposed to be here.
Because they all die.
Yeah, spoiler talk, okay? It'll be in the title, it'll be down below, so you know the drill. This is one you don't want to spoil. So, yeah, we're going to get right into it. We're just going to talk first. Before we dive into spoilers, we'll give our initial thoughts, reactions, our experience going to the theater, and then we'll break it down chronological order and just give you our overall score at the end. So, guys, this starting here is Lewis, okay, Mello. We got Berto here. So, guys, what'd you think about Infinity War? Did it live up to the expectations?
I think it definitely lived up to the expectations. Honestly, it was like I was happy with how they summed everything up. All the movies, literally all summed up. I mean, it was everything. It was action. It was just from beginning to end, no bullshit. They cut to the chase. Perfect, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said it too. Like the scene with Tony and Pepper was like the most talking.
That's it.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's what I enjoyed a lot. There's some people were criticizing it as just too fast paced. You know, just too many jumping around. But
Those
just
would
think
be the
about
same people that would criticize it for like
exactly
being 4 hours.
Right.
exactly. But if you think about it, for what they were giving, like the scope and magnitude of all these characters, I think they did a fantastic job. You know, starting it just the way they did and ending it the way they did. I think every character here got their moment to shine. There was never a dull moment. It was like the fastest, like almost 2.5 hours
Yeah, it
of
didn't
any
feel like
movie
it.
Yeah.
that I've ever seen.
And seeing on how they were jumping from team to team, 3 teams, and
Yeah, and that's what I liked about that. They jumped from they teamed up certain Avengers, you know, so we got to see their interactions, and we just
and
kept coming back to
it wasn't
them.
like a weird. It wasn't like
awkward.
it wasn't an awkward pairing.
Yeah,
Like the way they meshed them together to end up on the team that they were in.
yeah,
It wasn't like me and you we're gonna go. No, it was more like we end up here and then these fuckers are here
yeah,
too.
yeah.
They did the right teams. They put
Yeah,
out
the
the
right
right
combinations
ones.
of right kind of Avengers that you could just tell that they will be great to banter and interact with. Like for example, like Iron Man, Doctor Strange, you know, they got
Perfect.
that sarcastic kind of
Yeah.
like you know humor.
With Star Lord
Yeah.
And Parker.
Yeah, exactly. So it blended so well. It was so good. So yeah, let's talk spoilers. Dive into spoilers now. Um, so in the beginning, after Thor Ragnarok, we just pick up from there, and I like that they did that. Like the Marvel Studios logo comes on, and you hear them sending a distress signal.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
You know that was pretty cool.
And,
so you knew
that set the tone too for the movie.
exactly.
You know how they always play the Marvel music in the beginning when Marvel pops up.
Yeah.
It was quiet. Like we thought we weren't gonna make it to the theater on time because of like we were like there's construction on the road.
Right.
So we got there like right at 2:30 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
where that's when our show was starting.
Yeah.
And like we went through all the trailers or whatever. They played it a little bit later.
Yeah.
But like as soon as that Marvel music, ask him, I started doing the and then out of nowhere, there's no music.
No music.
Just cut right to
We were
that set
shook.
the tone. Yeah, that set the tone. I got like an uneasy feeling. I was like, oh shit, like you know, because you just hear him like, oh, sending a distress signal, like, yes, Guardian ship, blah 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 blah. We're being attacked. I was like, oh fuck, this is about to get real, you know.
It
But
set the tone. It set
did.
a realistic tone.
And another thing is like, you know, how people, not all people, but a few people were complaining like that the tones were all over the place. I think they meshed all the tones well. I mean, I don't think this movie needs to be just 100% dark. I mean, this movie was dark, but the humor worked well. Like when we were with the Guardians, it felt like yes, we were with the Guardians
Yeah.
with the humor, because it would have felt like out of character.
And
if
when,
they were
when
more
you
serious.
were Cap, it was like, oh, it's more serious.
Exactly.
And with Tony, it was a balance of both.
It was like an
Exactly.
espionage with Cap.
Yeah,
The team.
that's why those pairings work so well. Like you know, like Cap and Wakanda with Black Panther and all that, because that seems like more grounded. And then in space,
Exactly.
we get Guardians and Thor, and you know, so
Yep.
you know, I think the tones meshed so well. They did a fantastic job, and I think a lot has to do with the Russo brothers, because I heard that they reached out to all the directors, like to James Gunn.
To write the parts.
Yeah. Like James Gunn directed Guardians of the Galaxy, reached out to him, so he wrote most of the Guardians dialogue and said this is how they would talk and interact. And then with Ryan Coogler from Black Panther, and you know, so that was pretty cool. So um, So in New York, New York gets attacked. Well, not before that. The Hulk versus Thanos fight. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, it was crazy because you think the Hulk is gonna like beat his ass,
Right.
and then Thanos is like okay, and then you see Call of City or Black Dwarf as he's known in the comics. He starts walking towards like to give Thanos a hand, and Ebony Maw's like let him have his fun.
That's when I was like, oh shit.
That's
when he said that, I was like,
and it wasn't like a regular superhero fight where it's just like haymakers and shit.
Yeah.
Thanos actually like gave him body and head.
Yeah.
And
boxing.
It showcased how well Thanos fights. Like he's not some goon ass nigga. Like just anything. He's actually like he knows what he has to do. Right. And I think with Hulk too, like we feel that we forget that he's still so adolescent. And you think, because when you read the comics and you know about Hulk, you know he's a savage. You know there's no limit to his power. Yeah. But there you see that he still doesn't even know how to control his own power. So
exactly. Yeah, because he's all just like smash. And
they said that in Ragnarok, Hulk has a dialect of a 2-year-old.
Right.
And even though we don't hear him talk in Infinity War, he's more of a 5-year-old.
Yeah. Yeah. So that fight was so well choreographed, and that's definitely the Russo brothers because they have the best. Well choreographed fights like in Civil War and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So the way they used that with special effects was crazy because he was just like chopping him, giving him knees, and I was like, what?
He finished it with a punch in the throat.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. So I really enjoyed that part. That part was amazing. And I like when Loki said he's like, oh, we have a Hulk, so that was a cool call back to the Avengers. I like that. That was pretty cool. One thing I want to talk about is during that scene, I was wondering, and I want to know your guys' predictions on this. Where was Valkyrie and Korg? Where do you think happened to them?
Well, he only wipes out half of the every population he goes to.
Right.
I've seen with the cut scene with Gamora and her planet and all that shit. Where he actually lines up the population half and half evenly.
Oh, that's
and then
right.
kills one side. With the Asgardians, I forgot who said it. I think it was Thor, right?
Yeah.
But they're not all dead.
Right.
He killed half of them. So the question is, where are they? So
right.
I think it's something off screen, like when he destroyed Xandar for the Power Stone.
On Titan, he mentions it too. That after I'm done with you, half of humanity will be.
Yeah. So
which is stupid because humanity is not in space like that.
Gamora's
not a human. But I think they're still out there because if Tessa Thompson's talking about she would like to do a Force movie, then she probably knows that her character is not going to be dead.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the case because those two characters are great. They were my favorites from Ragnarok.
It sucks that Heimdall died though.
Yeah, it's just like they didn't give Idris Elba much to do. Unfortunately, like in the Thor movies, I felt like he was so underutilized.
Well, he had his shine in Ragnarok.
Well, yeah, he had more to do in Ragnarok. I appreciate that. So it kind of sucks that he was the first one to go, but I like that he didn't die in vain. He actually sent Hulk through the Bifrost, which was cool, which is smart. And
then Thanos grabs Thor by the skull and tells Loki, you could choose, give me the Tesseract or your brother.
I like that moment too. I like that moment because for a second he thought he was going to be like, oh, there goes Loki just reverting back to his old self.
Yeah.
But instead he's like, nah, don't kill him, because he actually deep down he does care about him.
And then he takes out the Tesseract and Thor's like, hey, you're the worst brother.
Yeah, he's like, you are the worst brother. Oh, God.
But here's another thing we were talking about earlier, how, Marvel cuts these trailers together and it makes you think that the scene where in the trailer, Doctor Strange being held and there's those spikes coming to his face and then you see Ebony Maw go like this.
Yeah.
That actual shut up was to Thor.
Yeah, because it looked like the way they cut the trailer together looked like that was really going on in the same scene.
They even flipped it and everything. They remember
that. So that's why you can't trust no Marvel trailers from here on out.
No. Nope.
So like 90% is bullshit. Only 10% will be the actual like footage. But yeah, they did a great job. They did the same. I started noticing that like when Thor Ragnarok, like you said, like he was missing the eye, so that was surprising.
Right.
Yeah, but the whole...
Now, this scene that we're talking about is all before the Avengers Infinity War title screen comes out.
Yeah.
So half of the Asgardians get wiped out.
Yeah.
Thanos kills Heimdall and Loki. 2 deaths before even the title screen.
Right.
So if you're watching this and you have not seen the movie but you don't care about spoilers, you already know setting up for the rest of the movie.
Exactly.
Right,
that's the tone, and I like that they did that. They had to make a strong impression since they've been building him up since the Avengers.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they had to.
they had to. They had to set the tone. That's why I was like, okay, I'm 80% sure Loki is probably gonna die. When he interacts with Thanos, because Thanos has to be the big bad, and it paid off. So, but what else in that scene? Them blowing up the ship.
Loki. I mean, I like how Hulk basically took Silver Surfer's role from the comics.
Yeah.
Because Silver Surfer's the one that comes to Earth and says, "Hey, Thanos is coming."
Oh, really? Okay.
And then in this one, since they obviously can't use Silver Surfer yet, they use Hulk.
Yeah, that was great. And then of course he landed. Was that's interesting though. Was it Heimdall's intention to send him directly to the Sanctum?
I don't think he sent him directly to the Sanctum. I think that's more of a coincidence.
Yeah.
It may not be though. But no, I don't think it is. You know why? Because Thor knows of Doctor Strange.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So Thor probably has talked with Heimdall and said, "Hey, there's this wizard on Earth."
Heimdall sees all.
And then and Heimdall sees everything. He's a P1 Tom, so he probably was like, "Well, let me send Hulk there. They'll probably do something with him."
Yeah.
So who's the best?
Right. So yeah, man. Another thing that was crazy is the way Thanos of anybody, the way he handles the Infinity Stones, anybody that they can't even grab these fucking things.
Right.
He just crushed it.
He just takes them
nothing. Like nothing.
Well, with the Tesseract, I think there is a theory to the actual Tesseract. Because with the Tesseract, it burns.
Mm-hmm.
Like you saw in Avengers when Fury takes it out of the case, or takes it out and puts it in the case, it's burning his hands.
Yeah.
So I think it burns like regular humans. Yeah. But I think the cube, if you're powerful enough, it won't do shit to you.
Right.
Well, don't
now
forget he had the Power Stone.
The Power Stone, remember how
he's already endured.
Yeah.
So I think with and I wish they would have shown him destroying Xandar.
That would have been dope.
But I think that the Infinity Stones won't do nothing to you unless you have the glove, or you're other
otherworldly.
So we start up Avengers Infinity War. That's what we're in for. Soon after, then we get to Pepper Potts and Iron Man. And I assume they're already married, right?
No, at this point they're engaged.
They're engaged.
They're still engaged because remember in Homecoming at the end.
Yeah, he said that.
Peter, that whole thing was for Peter to join the Avengers.
And then he was like, "Oh, Plan B," and he had
right.
Okay, because that's the one thing that kind of flew over my head. I was wondering if they were married or they were engaged, and then Doctor Strange comes in, And
Tony Stark.
And we're seeing a Tony that's trying to be as grounded as possible. He's trying to get his life together. He's dreaming. He's having these dreams about having a kid with Pepper.
That was great.
He did the surgeries.
Yeah, I like seeing that. That was great moment because these two characters we started off with in Iron Man.
Yeah.
So to see that relationship blossom was good, and then I like his dialogue to Doctor Strange. He's like, "I'm sorry, guy, are you selling tickets here?" So
that was awesome. When Strange called him a douche too.
Yeah.
Defend all reality.
Yeah, and then Bruce comes in, and that's just a great moment right there.
Well, this is before he calls him douche because Tony Stark is not believing him.
Yeah, because he's not.
This guy comes out of a portal.
Right, because he sees him as a threat. Who the hell is this guy?
He comes out of a portal.
Right.
Tells him that he needs your help.
Yeah.
And then you won't do anything until Bruce comes out.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And Bruce, scared out of his mind, hugs Tony.
Yeah, I like that. That was like, oh shit, yeah, this shit is real.
Yeah.
And even Pepper was like, oh, Bruce, oh my god, where the hell you been? So, and then I like the scene in the Sanctum. And that's the one thing I will say, because people are a little bit apprehensive going in this and not seeing the other MCU films. I say that you still have to at least see most of them to get a sense of what happens, but they still explain enough during this scene in the Sanctum about the Infinity Stones,
that was
who
nice.
Thanos is. So I like that they briefly just touched on that.
And I like that they kind of grounded the wizards too.
Yeah.
They kind of because in the beginning before Bruce lands in the Sanctum, they're talking about lunch.
They don't have
Wong
money.
has 200 rubies.
And
it's equivalent to $1.50.
Yeah.
So then that's when Bruce Banner crashes.
Yeah. That's true. I like that, back and forth between them. But he breaks it down, and then Bruce is telling Tony oh, Thanos is a plague. He's coming. It builds the suspension so high, and then they're going back and forth. And there's much interesting dialogue between Iron Man And Doctor Strange, like when he's leaning against that vase, he's like, I know you're not leaning against that. And
Oh,
then, yeah, you remember that? And then Juan says something funny where they start talking about these foods or ice creams that are named after them.
Oh yeah, they were talking
Ben and
about
Jerry's.
how Tony Stark's is like chalky, and then Wong likes the Hulk flavor.
I like
it's like Rocky Road, Raging Rocky Road.
The Hulk smash fudge something, you know. And then Hulk is like that's a hint right here. That's an actual thing. He's like, yeah.
The fact they can still keep humor. All of this that's going on, they're still like.
Yeah, and they're actually like catching Bruce Banner up. He's been gone for 2 years. Yeah. So now like, I have my own ice cream.
Yeah. And that's another thing I like. Like they didn't gloss over that. Like, okay, you know, like Bruce has been gone for so long, so he's just finding out about everything that has happened. Like with Iron Man, when he said you gotta call Cap, he was like, I can't do that. The Avengers broke apart, and he's like. What, like the Beatles? You guys broke up like a band?
I like that scene because you see how deep the Civil War cut into Tony Stark.
Yeah, like,
where he knows there's this universal threat coming, and he's still reluctant to call Tony.
He's still conflicted. Like
call Steve.
I like that.
I did like how Bruce brings that though. Like this is a man that battles the Hulk inside of him on a daily basis, and you know that there's nothing bigger than that. And for him to be so petrified. And have that sense of urgency. It's like, this is real. I think that's what brought everybody. Whenever they encountered him, they're like, "Oh, Bruce is here."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
it's real now.
Yeah, I like that they utilized them as like, yo, this shit's gonna get serious. So come on, guys, let's get it together.
And you know it's gonna get serious when the Stan Lee cameo is early on in the movie.
I love that Stan Lee cameo.
This is funny after.
Yeah, he's like, "What? You guys never seen a spaceship before?"
Basically, what happens is after. They're Tony Stark and Doctor Strange, and they're all talking to each other. Mm-hmm. They feel a rumbling, and they go outside.
That. Yeah, I liked how that scene was set up.
Yeah, so they go outside, and Tony was right about to call Steve, and that's what interrupted him from calling Steve Rogers. Yeah. So they go outside, and they see everybody running, and there's like a whole bunch of like wind and shit.
Yeah,
as soon as they turn that corner.
Yeah.
And
you see Ebony Maw.
And Doctor Strange clears the dust. With
that was cool. Yeah, that was cool.
That's when Ebony Maw and Black Dwarf come down, or Call Obsidian come down.
Yeah, Call Obsidian. Yeah.
And then they're basically I liked it because Iron Man with his firepower is taking on Call Obsidian, and then Ebony Maw with his magic is taking on Doctor Strange.
That was so fucking cool. That was perfect. It was like the perfect tag team combination.
And then that leads to the scene with Stan Lee being the bus driver of the bus that
Peter Parker's on.
And I like that. And I like that they showed the Spidey sense, and then I like that they had Ned. So everybody, I think everybody in each movie had something from their movie.
So
Wong,
Ned,
Doctor Strange,
Pepper,
Ned,
Black Panther, everybody there. Cohen, Shuri.
Who was it for? Pepper's for Iron Man, and Cap. He has Black Widow and Sam and Bucky.
He has.
So those are his homies.
Everybody had his.
The only thing I would have liked is to see Agent 13.
Oh, that would have been nice.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because she started something with Cap.
Yeah.
So that would have been nice. But yeah, that whole New York sequence was fucking amazing. The way
especially how Spider-Man shows up.
Yeah,
he's about to get hit. And he just shows up like, this is the fist right here, and Spider-Man just comes out like this.
Yeah. Hey, what this guy do? What's this guy's problem? Oh, hey kid, what are you doing here?
Yeah, he just sums it up. This guy's really mad. He's got a lot of stones.
Yeah. There's a wizard. Go after him, kid. There's a wizard. Like,
exactly.
Oh my god, so fucking good.
The dynamic between Tony and Peter.
Yeah, I like they just keep building on that.
Yeah,
and it's like they didn't leave anything where you're like, I would have done this.
Yeah.
There's only one part that I and they pointed out during the movie that it would have been like, oh, you should have done this. But throughout the whole movie, there's not one thing or one interaction or one fight that you think, man, they should have done this.
Yeah.
But with the fight with Call Obsidian in New York, the end to that is fucking Wong sends them to the North Pole or some shit.
Yeah.
With the fucking
portal,
the portal thing in his arm.
With the sling.
His arm.
With the sling ring. So
I think that this is when we started seeing Hulk being afraid, not wanting to come out. He's like, all right, just give me a second. He's like, dude, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizard. Really?
So it looks like Thanos beat the shit out of Bruce.
Yeah.
Or Hulk, and he's afraid to come out.
Yeah. I just gotta mention Iron Man's suit What's the name of that suit?
that
That
nano-
nanotech
that
suit?
Yeah, the bleeding edge.
The
It's
bleeding
based off of
edge.
that.
So fucking
was
cool, dude.
amazing, man. He gave
So
he gave it to Peter too, so that was
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Well, no, what he gave was Iron Spider.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying
And-
that same type of like
That tech, the same type of tech.
Well, the tech with the whole the
Cowl
the cowl coming in or the mask coming in was in Civil War.
Right.
But the way that the bleeding edge, you actually see the nanotech.
Yeah.
You see the nanotech and then the mask come in.
Yeah.
Right.
Whereas Peter's is just.
Ah, well, that's true.
Okay,
that's true.
yeah.
And we're talking about the Iron Spider. Of course, you're watching this. You've already seen the movie. If you haven't seen the movie and you're watching
You
this,
should stop watching.
You should
you should probably stop watching this. But
Yeah.
there's a scene in the trailer where Spider-Man's clinging onto the donut ship.
Yeah.
And he's about to pass out. He actually does pass out, right?
Yeah, he does pass out, and then the suit just gets on
he passes out. And I wanted to bring this up too because I think has something to do with the number 17. Because when he passes out, Tony calls for 17.
Yeah, like Mark 17.
Right. No, he said module 17.
Yeah.
17A.
Yeah.
But then later on in the movie, the section where they Wakanda where they open up the gate or
He says the same thing.
He said open up section 17.
No way, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I didn't catch that, but yeah.
So it's like Pixar with their little A something.
Yeah. But that whole fight sequence was so well done, man. Like seeing that Ebony Maw versus Strange using their powers, and then I like Doctor Strange's cape. I like it. He's like a character.
Yeah.
So he's like taking him out of danger, and then Spider-Man swinging after him. That was so good. That was so damn.
I love that they used the cape too. That's
Yeah.
another one of Strange's thing. The cape and Wong.
Yeah.
The cape is
So the cape is gonna be with him regardless.
Right,
That's
but it's
part
like
of
its own entity.
Yeah.
Right.
They
So-
showcased it more.
We end that whole sequence with Tony boarding the ship. Ebony Maw, he has Doctor Strange about to torture the shit out of him, and Spider-Man is there. We'll get back to that. Let's go to was it Scotland where you get Scarlet Witch and you get Vision,
and they're diddling each other.
They're diddling each other. But I will say this though, that it was their relationship I bought into more here than I did with Hulk and Black Widow in Age of Ultron. Because that just felt like just stamped on at the last minute. Like,
You know why? Because we're faithful to Betty Ross.
Yeah.
We don't want to see another take her place.
Yeah.
It's like
Even though Scarlett
too.
Johansson is something else.
Yeah.
We want Betty Ross to come back.
I want Liv Tyler.
And get diddled by Bruce Banner.
Right. Yeah, because it just seems so out of place. It's like, out of all people, like Bruce, like I don't know.
It did feel kind of stamped down though, like force. It's like alright.
Yeah. It was just like, okay, she sings them the lullaby, but I mean, come on now, you know.
But I think it works perfect with Vision and Scarlet, even though in the comics it's like that. But
it is.
Seeing them on screen and seeing that Vision is an android, this entity, and Scarlet has so many issues, like growing up with these powers and having so many problems personally.
And I think they do bond because of that. Because
but
her powers come from his Mind Stone.
That's true. I like that they mentioned that because that would make sense. She'll be gravitated to him the most because of that connection.
Yeah.
But in Age of Ultron, Vision did save her, and then go back to Civil War, he was the one looking after her.
Yeah.
So I like.
He had the Jones.
It was Jonesing. Jonesing for the witch.
He made an android. Android penis.
He became Abercrombie for her and everything, man.
Yeah, man. But I like that scene right there because it just snuck up on me. When the Black Order just spears him right through, and then we just start there. That whole fight sequence was great, and Captain America's introduction, man, that was fucking awesome.
That was beautiful. Like
the train going by.
Well, that was awesome.
You see when you see she's basically ready to take them on, which she could take them motherfuckers on.
Yeah,
they just didn't give her a chance.
Yeah,
but you see fucking Cap's shadow in the background.
That was so
Proxima Midnight realizes that.
Yeah, shit.
Like, who the fuck?
And you get a clap for that one.
Yeah. I interrupted because Cap is my favorite, so I was like, yeah, America, America, fuck yeah, I actually did say that. I was like, America, yeah. Everybody was clapping. It was a great moment. So we get Falcon, we get Black Widow there. That was a fantastic fight. Again, Russo brothers' action is great. The way they directed.
The fight was, but I like I've been telling Alberto.
Yeah.
I don't like how weak they made the Black Order. But I understand that if they wouldn't have made them that weak, the movie would have been like super long.
Yeah.
But still, like, getting beat by I understand Cap because
Right.
Cap is a super soldier, but fucking getting beat by Black Widow and fucking Sam Wilson.
Yeah.
She did a lot of
And
damage.
Sam Wilson with a sprayed on beard.
Yeah.
So,
Not even right.
I didn't know
Sprayed
that.
on beard. Anthony, like, really with a beard?
Oh, well, at least he wasn't a CGI mustache, so.
yeah.
Right?
Yes. We'll take it.
Right, we'll take it. But yeah, that was a cool introduction. The one thing I noticed with each character when they introduced them, they use like some of their theme music,
Yeah.
like from because you heard that like dun 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 dun, dun like from
Yeah,
the past Captain America movies. Yes. So I really like that they did that for like every scene, like the Guardians. They had like one of their 80s soundtrack playing.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
They were singing to it.
I think it was Rubber Man.
Yeah. So
and I like that it showed Gamora too, more loose.
Yeah.
I like that too.
That
Her
she's
character
actually,
kind of, really blending in with the Guardians.
Yeah.
Peter Quill's goofiness.
And she finally fell for his pelvic
sorcery. His pelvic sorcery.
And it's like you finally see that. And
damn.
And then Team Groot being a dick.
Yeah.
And it's like the classic,
The
parents turning around to beat your ass while you're driving.
Yeah.
When Rocket said that, I'm gonna break that thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna rot your brain.
Yeah. So I like that they introduced them and they just needed one title logo, space, and you already knew.
Yeah.
We're in Guardians. Like, okay, Guardians.
Every scene had like Asgardian refugee ship or wherever.
Yeah.
It was like New York and then Scotland. And then for the Guardians like space.
Yeah. It's just the small little touches just make it so good. But yeah,
especially with Teen Groot.
Yeah.
Being a dick. Like 2/3 of the movie.
Yeah.
And he's just playing his video game the whole time.
Playing his video game,
And he's like,
and you're like, hey, hold on, whoa, language. Yeah.
It's like you said though. Every time they flipped to a different character, it felt like it was their movie.
Yeah,
exactly.
It just felt like you're in their world.
So the tone for me, it just remained consistent. It was perfect. It was well balanced.
The oh shit factor was still there though. No matter what movie you were watching.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like it was like for me it was like the oh shit factor would be there, and then right when it was about to like go away, boom, oh shit factor again.
Yeah.
So it's like they didn't have Thanos grab all the stones at once. It was like, okay, movie starts, he already has the power stone.
Yeah.
And he grabs the space stone, and then there's some. If you want to see this as a Thanos movie, if this movie was Thanos the movie, then it would be, movie starts, he already has Power Stone, grabs the Space Stone, filler, and then he goes, and then there's a plan because with that space scene where it goes space, they from that scene go off to get the Reality Stone. Yeah. And then that's another oh shit moment. Oh shit, he has the Reality Stone.
I like that. Sticking with the Guardians. Before we get to that scene, they run into Thor.
Yeah.
And
yes, that was a great introduction.
This is probably the one of the funniest scenes in the movie is Peter Quill being so insecure being around Thor. Because Drax is like, this is not a dude. This is a man. And then she starts touching him. He's like, stop caressing his muscles.
Right.
Stop massaging.
He was insecure about his weight.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, I'm going to get a Bowflex. I'm going to commit to this.
A Bowflex,
So,
and he kept talking like Thor.
Yeah.
And you notice
these shall not.
I am not mocking you.
Yeah, and you hear it in the background too. Even though the dialogue continues, Peter's still stressing about his weight and everything. He's making these little comments like, "Oh, I can't believe no one ever told me. You never told me."
That scene was just so fucking hilarious. Like, him changing his voice to Thor, like, "This is my voice." He's like, "No, Quill, you're changing your voice." He's like, "This is my voice." So, I like their back and forth. I like that Rocket and Groot team up with Thor, and then they leave to...
And Thor keeps calling him Rabbit.
Rabbit, yes!
Thank
you, sweet Rabbit.
And Rocket wasn't... Only in the beginning, he's like, Rabbit, but he never said anything else. He let him
Yeah, he just accepted it. He's like, okay, I like it,
Like, all of Rodent didn't like it, Raccoon didn't like it. Yeah. Fucking gets called a rabbit. Alright, whatever.
He's like, fuck it, I'm a sweet
rabbit. And then, remember how I had the theory that Thor was going to get his eye back with the Time Stone? And they fucking go totally left field with it. Not left field, but they totally go Guardians with it. where Rocket has a fucking just a spare eye in his pocket. He's like, here, take it.
Yeah,
and
you
he
should
pops
probably
it in.
clean
He's
that.
like, you should have washed it.
Yeah, I had it on my ass.
Real quick on Thor though, that character development from all his movies, I feel like he's had the most. I mean, Tony and Steve tremendous, but Thor has had the most character development because for him to be a god and how they displayed his god powers, to hold the power stone to your head like that, like how they were torturing him in the beginning.
Yeah,
but also how he's always been like he's had funny moments, but it's always been like, oh, God King, blah blah. And throughout the movies, he starts transforming into more of like less of I'm God, blah blah, to more of a comedic role.
And even though he doesn't have the vast intellect that Tony has, it was cool how he came up with a plan. He had a plan the minute he crashed on the Milano, right? The minute he crashed on there, he was like, we're gonna go here. I'm gonna get this weapon, and we're gonna make it happen, and I'm gonna destroy Thanos. Let's go.
Also, like you said, his character development. It's funny because I wasn't really the biggest fan of Thor, but after like Ragnarok and then this movie, he's been like impressed with me ever since. Like Chris Hemsworth,
he's been impressed with you.
Listen,
it's been a rough couple of days.
It's been a rough couple of days, all right.
It's very stressful.
But but he won in this movie for me as the holy shit moment.
Yeah.
You know, we'll talk about that, but I like this scene when he talks with Rocket. Like he's like he's using like comedy in a sense to like mask his feelings because he's lost almost everything.
Yeah, he's basically masking it with comedy, his pain with comedy.
Yeah.
And like at first, when they find him and they have him on the table, Mantis goes, oh, he's angry, he's in pain, he's mourning, so she goes through all his emotions, and I guess that sticks with Rocket. And then Rocket basically says he's the captain of Milano, and Peter's Quill is so like worried about his weight, that he doesn't challenge it really. So Thor, Groot, and Rocket they leave, and he sees Thor in the back, and he goes up. I gotta do captain's duty. So he goes over there and tries to talk to him, and like
I really like that scene a lot.
Up to the
But going from that, now we get to was it Nowhere where the Collector, Benicio del Toro's character,
awesome.
They go over there to get the Reality Stone, and I kind of see it played out. Like Drax was just gonna kill him, and then Gamora lands a killing blow, and then you're just like, wait a minute, like it's too easy. And they said the same thing. They're like, that was too easy, and it's the Reality Stone.
Yeah.
So I love how they use that.
So what basically happened is that Thanos lured them there.
Yeah, he lured them there.
And he masked Nowhere that to look like he hasn't devastated it yet.
Yeah. He knew Gamora would.
Yeah, and I like that touch from the comics, like when he turned Drax into stone with it, or something like that, or blocks.
He turned Drax into stone, and then Mantis into ribbons.
Which real quick reminds me of Resident Evil 1 when the guy got in the grid with the grid.
Oh yeah.
I was traumatized from that. I was like, oh shit, it happened again.
Yeah, so I like that callback because I was always wondering like, how are they gonna utilize this Reality Stone? Is it just gonna be overkill? Turn someone into a fucking plant, or turn someone into a fucking soccer ball.
Funny, he could have did that, but it wouldn't have been a good movie.
Yeah. So so I like that scene too. It was a powerful scene with Star-Lord, Gamora telling him that make a promise, because I know something I don't want him to know, so you have to kill me. And he pulled the trigger, and like the bubbles came out, and Thanos was like, I like you. And what I'm saying? So that was a great moment. So from there on, we get to War Machine talking to Ross, or
Thunderbolt
Ross. And I like that scene because they could have easily glossed over the events of Civil War, but I like that they brought that up.
More continuity.
And I like that they keep doing that in this movie. And then you see them coming in, and he's just like, arrest him. Like, yeah, I'm sure there's a court martial. So I like that Rhodey, he was just happy to see them.
And it also shows you how fucking, how shit-minded the government is.
For real, yeah.
You have Thanos coming. You lost Tony Stark to them. Tony Stark is missing. Yeah. And you're trying to have War Machine arrest Steve Black Widow and
but I love that.
Painted on beard Sam Wilson.
Painted beard Sam Wilson.
And I like, again, more character development, how Steve was totally different, and he's like, I'll go through you too.
Yeah, he went from I want to abide by the law
to
motherfucker
law.
Yeah.
These days you don't
Fuck
want
the
me on
police.
that side, right? These days I don't ask permission.
Yeah.
He said fuck the police because he was coming straight from the underground.
Yeah, Captain America.
Right,
but yeah, I like Cap just holding on to his morals like he always does. So it's just great. And I just really like that Rhodey was like, yeah, I'm past this. You know, he doesn't blame them. He doesn't fault them. He's just like happy to see them. Like, thank God you guys are here. You
and
know?
I like that the interaction between Rhodes and Vision was a little bit. It was awkward.
Yeah.
Because as we all know, it was Vision that.
Yeah, that blasted him. Yeah, so that was like.
It was awkward, but they still got through it for the greater good. So
yeah. And then Bruce comes in and fucks it up, and then becomes awkward.
Super awkward.
Yeah.
The awkward.
Because even more awkward.
Right.
It's like he got Natasha pregnant and then left. But
Like we're on the fucking Maury show now. You are the father.
I expected that. Like, did we smash at one point?
Like, you mean
did that happen?
The Hulk smash or Banner smash?
Who diddled?
Yeah, who diddled? But after that, I like when they mention one place. Like, we got to go to one place, to make this happen, to get this stone out of the head. And they're like, yeah, I know a place. And then we hear the tribal music. Like,
and I like that it looks like Steve's been the only one to get to Wakanda.
Of course, obviously. Cause,
but it's like it seems that he goes in and out though.
Yeah.
Because when they were flying over there, he gave painted on beard Sam Wilson.
Painted beard Wilson.
He gave him the exact coordinates to where they fly, and Sam was like, well, we're gonna make a quicker landing than you expected.
Right.
It establishes that relationship between him and T'Challa.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And then they get off the ship, and you get the funny moment where Bruce is like, "Oh, is he a king? Should we bow?" He's like, "Yeah." And he bows. He's like, "We don't do that here." He's like, "What the hell?"
And Dante was laughing.
Yeah, great moment. Like, the comedy works here. It's so funny.
It's the faces too. Like, Okoye does a face later on in the movie, but he's just like, "What the fuck?"
I just like
don't do that.
I like the light mood. The light mood that they still have.
Yeah.
There was when you said we were gonna open up Wakanda to the world, I thought we were gonna get a fucking what was it? We're gonna participate in the Olympics and get a
Starbucks and shit. Yeah. So that was great. Going back to Wakanda, so like the pieces are being set in the chessboard now. So we got them at Wakanda. They're gonna try to get that stone out of Vision, and then we go to Titan. We go to Titan, and then I like how they're Iron Man and Doctor Strange. Let's talk about Ebony Maw, how he died.
Yes.
Let's talk about that
first. I was like, wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah. Let's talk about
Strange getting tortured.
Yeah, because he was getting tortured, and then Spider-Man is there. And
Spider-Man actually was a castaway.
Stowaway.
And he pops up, and Iron Man's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
And that interaction is great too.
Because he's
like a father figure.
He tests him like, "What would you do?" And he's like, "Well, I saw this movie called Alien."
I like he's saying the vision of the movie.
What I like is the respect that Peter has for Tony. It's just like, I didn't need for that to make sense. When he said, "I can't be a friendly neighborhood."
Yeah, Spider-Man without no neighborhood. Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, "Shit, I didn't need to shut you down."
Yeah.
But,
so that was good. That was cool. And I like that. There's like, you seen this old movie called Aliens?
Yeah.
I like how he keeps mentioning that too, like old movies. And these movies are like that.
About it though. He's what, 17 in this movie?
Exactly.
So he was born in like 2001. So
of course
they were old movies.
Yeah, so they were
like we were born in the 80s, and Alien is like.
Yeah.
We think back to like the 90s being like last year.
Not that old.
Yeah,
he's like really old. Like Casablanca. Like this is.
That's what I'm saying. You want old? Go back to Wizard of Oz or fucking movie.
Like Alien for him is like Casablanca to us, or like silent movies.
It wasn't like Nosferatu and shit like that. But I like that. And then Ebony Maw gets sucked out into space. That was great. It was kind of a bummer because he was my favorite character from the Black Order.
Is there a possibility that he might still be alive just because of how long Gamora? Well, no, because some beings can survive long enough. Like in Guardians of the Galaxy, when Peter went to save Gamora, when she was kind of like floating out there.
I don't think so. I think it would take away from the next movie.
I think he's dead. I mean,
like I said, I don't like how easily they were
I
defeated.
think in the beginning, since he was the first one to go, I think when I saw that death, I said maybe they're not really. But then I saw how fragile the other ones are, and I'm like, well, he could probably be dead.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd be like kind of the last one to survive because he was my favorite one.
Awesome. CGI
like,
wise,
the CGI, the powers,
everything.
the acting. Yeah, credit to
Tony Stark calls him Squidward.
Squidward. I'm sorry, Earth is closed for the day. But yeah, that was a great scene right there. And then they start formulating a plan. I like that. The Iron Man is like, let's fight him on his turf, instead of causing a whole New York.
We're talking about Thanos now.
Because instead of causing like a whole New York incident again, having him.
Which shows the trauma from the Civil War and Wachovia and everything that happened so far.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Wachovia, bro.
That's a bank. Oh, that was
yeah, it was. The Wachovia banks flew up and
they
came
fought
down.
inside Wachovia because they didn't have enough condos. They had to settle for 20.
That was the bank that Spider-Man fought the fake Avengers in, was Wachovia Bank.
But yeah, it shows the maturity too. Like Doctor Strange being a fairly new superhero, even though he had all this knowledge of the mystic arts and shit, he was all for team. Let's go back to Earth. Where Iron Man's like,
been there, done that.
Been there a couple of times. But let's not do that.
Yeah, so I like that they formulated that plan.
But I also like, and this is taking it back to Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Where Ultron goes, when the Earth, or I think he said, and don't quote me because I don't know the exact quote, but he basically said to the effect when the Earth gets settled, God winds up and throws another stone at it.
Oh yeah, I remember
Thanos
that.
would be that stone.
Oh, okay, that's a good point.
After settling genocide.
Yeah, right.
The Earth himself.
Solution to everything, just But
yeah, so they crash land the donut ship.
Yeah, on Titan.
I
like Iron Man says that too. He's like, he's fucking flying
donut. And then Spider-Man goes, hey, I just don't. He goes, if they plant eggs inside me and I eat you guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then
that's when the Guardians show up.
I don't want you to do another pop reference.
Yeah, I don't want another pop culture from you, okay? Yeah. And I like that when was it Mantis? She starts coming in on Spider-Man. He's like,
going back to the scene, and this is cool as fuck to me at least. When they were sneaking in to get the Reality Stone, Mantis.
It's like a mantis.
She's like, yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, I like the small little battle they have there.
Which I liked because it showed that Star-Lord could hold his own against Iron Man.
Yeah. He's tricky.
Well, Iron Man and Spider-Man.
Yeah, and I like that, when he holds Spider-Man and then Iron Man's holding Drax. And he's like, go ahead, I can take it. And she's like, no, you cannot.
You really
he's
can't.
like, I can take it.
Just like when she blasted him when he was trying to be invisible.
Yeah. Oh. I can't believe I forgot about that scene.
One of the funniest scenes in the movie.
The funniest fucking scene. He's like, let's just take this for a minute. He's like, we can still see you. He's like, no, I'm so slow. Gosh.
How long have you been standing there for? An hour?
An hour.
I've mastered the art of not moving.
I'm pretty sure I'm visible to the eye.
Hi,
Drax.
Hi, Drax. He's like, Drax is so funny, man. Drax is so funny. Yeah, so we get the interaction with them. They find out that they're after Thanos, and more with Thanos. Let's focus on Thanos, man. Mm-hmm. Josh Brolin as Thanos was fucking amazing. Amazing job. This is like Thanos' fucking movie through and through, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he sees himself like he's the fucking hero of the story.
Yeah.
Like you said, like if they called this movie Thanos, that would make sense.
And the thing that I liked about it is that I get we've been having a build-up from the first Avengers to now.
Right.
But every time we've seen Thanos, it's been more of like him having people fetch him a stone. But it's never been like, why the fuck do you want these stones?
Yes.
And it's never been a character development. It's more of like,
yeah,
I'm just
gonna
destroy
your universe.
Yeah.
Destroy your
and then in this movie, it actually makes you realize what his plan is. And then it does it in a way that you actually be like, that makes sense. I understand why he wants half of the universe.
Yeah,
the way you can understand a villain to that capacity, that kind of a villain, to understand him, to relate to him in a sick way. Not that we're not team genocide.
I found myself in the theater like that. I would actually do that.
Kind of like
his plan, basically.
Yeah. That's what makes the best villains. The villains that actually believe in what they're doing, is right. Now they're not just doing it because like, oh, fucking
Yeah.
people.
And,
Like,
then,
no.
and he believes so wholeheartedly in it
Yeah.
when he's talking about the plan.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I did this. You know,
Yeah.
it's better
There's
to
emotion.
sacrifice and actually eliminate these people with mercy.
Yeah.
That so the other half
Yeah.
can live, and it's because
For the greater
for
good.
him the resources aren't
Yeah.
going to be around forever, which is true.
Right.
Yeah.
That
You
is
know?
true.
That's
That
what I'm
is-
saying.
Yeah.
It's like in a sick way. You're like,
And
damn.
it kind of it's like, okay, well, that's kind of throwing us, to the world right now,
Yeah.
where they're like, oh, fossil fuels aren't going to be around forever. and all this
Overpopulation.
shit.
Overpopulation. Yeah.
So we might have. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh
We're-
God.
We're gonna need to call Thanos real soon. Like, come on.
We need to collect some stones, yo.
Yeah, but I really like how they fleshed his character. He was so layered. Like you really understood his mindset.
And one thing that
Mhm.
that kind of like, I thought they were gonna swerve on us,
Yeah.
but they didn't, and it's 2 times now. They did it 2 times early in the movie where Gamora goes, oh, he could destroy half or eliminate half the universe with a snap of the finger.
Yeah.
And then he says it later on.
Yeah.
He goes,
He's
"Oh,
like,
I
I could
could
do it with a snap of
snap
my
of the
finger.
fingers." And I'm like, oh, they're just saying that he's not
Yeah.
actually gonna do it.
Yeah.
But they did it.
They
It's
did
To
like-
see it pay off, yeah. That
And
was,
notice when he did that, he did it with his right hand. He never used that glove hand. That was a
No, he did it with the glove.
No, in the second right
in
Oh,
the
hand.
second, yeah,
Yeah.
when he's just
Just did it with
referencing
his
it.
right
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
And when he was gonna do it, I was like, "What hand are you gonna use, brother?" Like,
Hey,
Yeah,
you don't have them all.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's so
Relax.
true. I like also the flashback we got to see with little Gamora.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That really helped set him up. Like, it's like
'Cause
a
of the
really,
emotion.
And then
Because of what he
the way
loved.
he loved her, and then the way he was explaining,
Yeah.
and he didn't even explain his plan to her.
Yeah.
The way he showed her about balancing
Yeah.
the universe was with a knife.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he
like
Yeah.
when that
gave
is
her.
like perfectly
He's
balanced.
like, oh,
yeah.
you see, perfectly balanced. If it goes to one side, it's not good. If it goes to the other side, it's not good.
And
But
and when the destruction was happening to her home planet and everything,
Yeah.
and she looked, and I liked when he pulled her head back.
Yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
like, no,
He's like, focus, yeah.
Focus, yeah.
well, half of her planet getting destroyed.
Her mom and
Right.
everything done.
Pay attention. Huh?
Yeah,
You did this
yeah.
math problem.
It's like,
Don't look at that. Don't look at
Erase it.
He'd be a
Redo
great
it.
mentor and life
Yeah,
coach.
yeah. You're not ready for that. Not yet. Yeah, don't look at that. No. But yeah, and then we see him back in the ship. Like you can tell he really cares for Gamora. Even though Gamora the whole time she's like, you don't give a shit about me. You never care about. And he-
Typical teenager.
yeah.
Yeah, there
Right?
was times that I was like, what an ungrateful man. I gotta see that.
Yeah.
I want to break her
Yeah.
face real quick.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like,
He gave her. He brought her like this fucking Ben and Jerry's from outer space. Like, you eat this shit.
I
You
get
know?
yeah, Ben and Jerry.
Chuck that shit.
Yeah, you know. And she's like, I hate that chair.
I've always hated my childhood. I'm like, damn, I
And
hate
you
everything.
can tell he clearly loves Gamora. He clearly fucking does not care about Nebula.
Or
'cause-
Ebony, or the other
Yeah,
one.
Well,
yeah.
he actually does care about Ebony.
Oh,
Because
that's true, the
when
mall.
he finds
Oh,
out,
that's
he's like,
right.
so Ebony met his demise.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like the mall.
And then,
Yeah.
the Maw met his demise, and then they say, yeah. And he goes, well, he
It's been
said,
a very
It's been a very rough couple
Yeah,
of
it's
days.
been
or
a
something.
rough
it was
day.
a day. No, I think he said it's been a very trying
It's
day.
something
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
extent of mourning.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
kind of like, it shows that he cared about Ebony Maw.
yeah. The
Yeah.
Black Order was like his children.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
children. They even say like I think Ebony Maw says like, you are in the presence of the children of Thanos.
Yeah.
Fucking love Ebony Maw.
Yeah.
Man. It's just like
perfect.
yeah,
He
every, the
just-
way he talks.
No,
Like,
he goes,
like,
no, you have the privilege of dying at the hands of the children of Thanos.
yes.
And
the
by
children.
dying by our hands, you'll become a child of Thanos as well.
Yes.
But
yes.
that makes no fucking
But
sense.
it was so biblical.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
so biblical. Like,
Perfect. Like, it was
jeez,
like,
man. It just
Wow,
gives
I'm
me chills.
a child of Thanos.
Yeah. Like, the child of Thanos. Like, fuck, man. That's why he was my favorite.
And then he was
Yeah.
awesome father figure goals when he was just talking to little Gamora.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see, like, Thanos is
Right, right. So let's talk about that shocking scene when he goes to that one place to get the Soul Stone.
Well, even before that,
Yeah,
the
let's
way
talk
he
about
had
how he met
the
that.
way he had to find out about.
Oh yeah, when he was
Nebula.
pulling Nebula
Oh,
apart.
that was
For
That
horrible.
was
You know,
brutal.
I know she's an android, all the science fiction, but I was telling Lewis, like, the whole thing was so painful to watch. Watching her
Right.
get tortured.
And I think
And the screaming.
her screaming
Yes.
added
She
to
really
that, even made that scene.
Karen Gillian really sold that scene.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
Let's just say she's as Nebula. She's
Yeah.
just.
yeah, right. Like,
Let's just
fuck.
say real quick.
Like, if you see how she really
you
looks.
see Jungle
Yeah.
Book? I mean, Jungle Book, right? Yeah, she was in
No, the Jumanji movie.
Jumanji.
Yeah.
She's in Jumanji, and she was in Oculus, which was not great, but she's in those
I
movies.
agree. I agree.
And, but then you see her as Nebula. I didn't even realize,
Yeah.
when I saw Guardians.
So just kudos to like the makeup department, the prosthetic, all that
Oh
shit.
my
Like,
God. And it's on point every movie. Guardians 1, 2,
it
and
is.
She
Yeah.
looks amazing. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, but
So what happens is basically Nebula's getting tortured,
mhm.
and Thanos says he's gonna keep doing it until she dies.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get the location of the Soul Stone, and that's
when we go to.
That's when Gamora says it's on Vormir.
Yeah.
Which I'm pretty sure
Right.
is a character in Lord of the Rings.
Vormir.
Yeah, it pretty much sounds. I heard a lot of that.
Yeah, the Lord of the Rings. What?
Mhm.
But yeah, let's talk about
Okay,
that.
right.
That scene right there, we get two big shocks. The first one, we see Red Skull. Like we all.
Which was a swerve to me,
Yeah.
because in the comics you know that Thanos is doing all this to please Lady
Like
Death.
death.
Right.
So when he shows up and you see this fucking floating cloaked figure, I told him in the middle of the theater, like, oh, it's fucking Death.
Yeah.
Which
And
people
then-
thought was hella.
Yeah.
People were speculating.
Yeah. I thought they would probably tie her in because she's not
Yeah,
God of death.
but Surtur diddled her.
Yeah. Big
But
time.
then you see Red Skull's face come out, and I just lost my mind.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, yeah.
I was like, nah.
Yeah, the true MCU fans were like, what the fuck? Like, because we all speculated, like, he has to come back.
Yeah.
He was sucked up by the Tesseract. He's not dead.
It was like a victory in some sense.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like,
we felt great.
yeah, I felt
As
great
fans,
seeing him.
We're like, yeah,
that
okay.
that
It
was
was like a warm feeling, like when Groot dies, but then you find out he's a little sapling.
yeah.
In Guardians 1. It was like that, but we
Yeah.
had to wait
And
for
then
9
low-key
years.
I feel like it's low-key a prize for us too as fans because we've committed to these movies, and I
Yeah.
like that Infinity War. I guess you can walk into it without seeing the other movies,
Yeah.
but to actually have all that continuity and give us
Yeah.
that little treat.
That was great. That
Which
was
I hope
fucking
they
awesome.
keep using him.
Yeah.
And not.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the last we see of him.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope that scene wasn't just like an answer to the questions we've had. Like, did he die when he used the Tesseract, or
Yeah.
did he get teleported? Which I thought he got teleported.
Yeah, teleport.
And they just answered to where. And
Yeah.
the reason why he's there is because he's now the guardian of the Soul Stone.
They're like he was chosen.
And I
Yeah.
see a little bit of more of that though, like how. did he
Yeah,
do
so
that and
like
everything?
we get to that. Man, it was probably one of the roughest scenes in this movie is when Gamora's telling Thanos. Well, Red Skull tells Thanos, you need to sacrifice somebody's soul that you love and care about to obtain the Soul Stone.
Well,
And-
he says you have to give up something of great sacrifice. Something like
Yeah,
that.
like a soul
Something
for a
you
soul.
love.
Something, a soul for a soul of
Yeah.
someone you love.
And then Gamora right there,
She's
she's like,
celebrating.
She was like,
Yeah,
you don't
you
love
don't love
nobody,
anybody.
stupid.
The universe is judging you now.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
So she's
Oh, shit.
basically rubbing it in his face.
right. And then he turns around.
The
Tears.
the best part is throughout this whole time that she's like claiming victory, his back is to her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then when he turns
Because
around,
he already decided. He's like, I know what I have to
yeah. So when he turns
Yeah.
around, you see the tears and shit. And I was
She's
like,
like, those
ah.
aren't tears.
do. Yeah, it's like,
And it just shows
yeah.
how she doesn't understand. The whole time she had no
Yeah.
idea how much he loved her. She
Yeah.
just
And
literally
Red
thought he
Skull's
hated
like,
her.
those tears are for you.
yeah.
I'm like, oh.
I'm like, Nebula told you you're the favorite. Stop
Yeah.
acting brand new. You
Yeah.
know
And
he
then the
loves
way,
you.
Yeah,
and then the
for
way
real.
that he tossed her off was
Yeah.
heartbreaking too. 'Cause
Yeah.
It wasn't like some villain type toss. He
Yeah.
didn't grab her by the neck.
He was like
he didn't
in
Hulk Hogan.
pain.
He didn't Hulk Hogan power slam her.
Yeah, he's like dragging,
He
like,
held her by her hand. And,
yeah, he was dragging her like if a kid is being dragged out of a divorce or something like that.
Or
I'm
like-
no,
or
no,
like
no.
if- Like if you
Yeah.
don't if you don't want to buy something for a kid at Toys R Us,
Yeah,
you're
we have
dragging
to
them.
go like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really like that they did that. And man, the fucking special effects were so good because you see his tears come down to his scars.
Yeah.
That was
It
great
trickled
detail.
down just
Yeah, it-
perfectly through the dents. It was
Dude,
awesome.
that Josh Brolin's fuck,
Just
bro.
sold it.
I was that
Completely.
moment. I was so sympathetic. Like I knew why he had to do that. It was so painful. And then I like when he did that when she died. He was like in the soul dimension,
Yeah.
That was so
The soul
cool.
world.
the soul
Yeah.
world.
What I like too is that
Yeah,
the way they introduced the Soul Stone in this movie
yeah,
was not tied to anything else in the past other
Right.
than Red Skull.
Right.
Because I had my theory because of the Lego set that
yeah.
it was under Wakanda.
In Wakanda,
Yeah.
right?
And there were other theories, that Tony Stark is the Soul Stone, blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Which I mean, something has to be going on with Tony Stark
Stark.
being some.
yeah, because of what Doctor
We'll
Strange.
cover that later,
Yeah.
but yeah, I love that they did that. this movie was so full of swerves that I came out of that theater a little bit drunk.
I was changed.
Yeah, from that scene. From that scene forward in War Me, I mean, this movie was fantastic to me from the beginning, bro. After that scene, I was like, holy fuck, this is one of the best.
And I loved how they showed Gamora's fall. Like, I didn't want her to fall to her death and you don't know where she landed. It's like, oh, she might be back.
Yeah.
Yo, her body was like...
Yeah, like, the way that the camera
fall.
followed her all the way, and then it goes back to his face where he's just, like, in shock, like, he's stunned.
Yeah.
And it was also a perfect thing for Red Skull to do, because there's a certain sense of sliminess to him, a sense of, like, I don't know, a weasel to him, and I like that he had to be the messenger to this horrible.
Right.
But my thing is that now that Thanos has the Soul Stone, what does...
He has nothing left to guard. He should
Exactly.
kick rocks.
Yeah.
It's his bounty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is he done?
Does he come back to fuck Cap up, or, you know?
Exactly. Isn't there, like, in the comics, like, where he's like a farmer at one point or something like that?
Thanos is, yeah.
Yeah, Thanos is, right?
We'll cover that later.
Yeah, we'll get to that, yeah. But, okay, from here on...
He's in Stardew Valley.
So we get Thanos, he goes to Titan, and we see that they formulated this plan. And I like that conversation with Doctor Strange and Thanos, and Doctor Strange trying to, get in his head, trying to figure out, like, what's
Which I kind of like, too. Up to that point, you see him using every stone.
Yeah.
You see him use the Power Stone to torture Thor. You see the Space Stone, and he uses the Space Stone more than everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because remember, he blew up. They blew up the Asgardian ship, and he left his ship there because he teleported with the Black Order.
Yeah.
With the Time Stone. Then he used the Reality Stone.
He just his mess. Like,
I don't know what the Soul Stone was used for, but.
I did notice on second viewing he used the Soul Stone lit up during the scene when Doctor Strange he created like copy versions of himself, and he surrounded him. You see it light up. So I was like,
I thought it was the power one. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, it was that one.
So
yeah,
that one lights up.
So so that they could detect who the real Doctor Strange is. So that kind of made sense. So because when he did that, all the copies just faded away.
Yeah, the only stone he didn't use, and it's because he got it at the very end, was the Mind Stone.
But we saw that displayed so many times that it's played out. It's like, all right, we don't want to see that again.
And that's another thing. The Mind Stone goes in the center. Why is that? Because it's linked to everybody, and he needed that.
That's one of the things that I was confused about too.
Right.
I thought the Soul Stone. This was the Mind Stone, and then when I was looking at how they had arranged it, this is the Mind Stone. Yeah. But in the prequel comics, in a conversation between Wong and Doctor Strange, they say the Soul Stone is the most powerful of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting. Back on Titan, I like that when he starts talking, Doctor Strange starts talking about his philosophy, how he wants to wipe out half the universe, the reasons why, and then he used the Reality Stone to show how Titan was. Mm-hmm. That was done beautifully. And then we just get to that big fucking epic battle. Like, everybody just starts attacking him from all angles. Iron Man drops a huge fucking...
Which was a great plan.
And then Doctor Strange team up with Spider-Man, where Spider-Man's coming through the portals, and every move he makes is like...
Magic punch! Yeah. Magic kick! Magic haymaker! Like, what the fuck? I loved it. I love that. Perfect. That was so great. And that was a great fucking plan. And then we get to the Star-Lord scene. And everybody's talking about this scene specifically.
Because Star-Lord done fucked up.
Yeah, because he fucked
it up, yeah.
He fucked up. Like, I see it like both ways. Like, he did really fuck up. He should have kind of like held off a little bit.
That scene also shows how much of a kid Star-Lord is.
Right, because he had so much on emotion.
He didn't have that parentage because he was a Ravager or whatever.
Right.
And it showed see that in. It worked to his benefit in Guardians 2, where it snapped him out of Ego's mind control.
Yeah.
But in this one, it's just that
also Star-Lord can't handle any more loss. I mean, he lost his mother, which was the biggest thing. He's still not over that.
Yeah.
Ego, he finds his father, loses his father. I mean, and then his other father, Yondu, is,
So the way I saw it is like, he fucked up. But if anybody was gonna fuck up that planet, it probably would have been him. Yeah. Either him or Drax, because Drax has that same motivation to want to kill Thanos.
Right.
But Star-Lord is always acting on emotion. Ignore that. And going back to Guardians 2, like when Ego said, "That's why I had to put the tumor in your mom," and he didn't hesitate. He just blasted him.
So it makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense. You would react like that. But yeah, man, that they almost had it all.
Yeah.
Iron Man was like,
if you
Spider-Man was
see the
like, come on,
scene,
come on, come on.
if you see the scene, Thanos actually has to grab the gauntlet by here.
yeah,
Because it's all the way off.
yeah,
And then he gets punched
yeah.
by
because
Star
it
Lord.
knocks off Mantis.
Yeah, because Mantis. No, it doesn't knock her off. She's still on there, but because he's so powerful, she's struggling to keep him under.
Okay.
And then once Star Lord punches him, he wakes up, and then that's when.
Oh
Mantis
yeah,
comes out.
yeah.
And then he grabs the Infinity Gauntlet and puts it back on. And that's when all hell
Which
breaks
shows
loose.
you a lot, because she's put a planet to sleep in Guardians 2, and she's struggling with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was saying, and I like how they built to that reveal about Gamora, where she's like, he's in anguish, he's in pain, he mourns, and then he's like, what does this
And
monster
the way
feel?
she delivers it too.
Yeah.
Like all of her lines, she's like, he mourns. And I'm like, oh shit, she's a fucking alien, but she's right.
Yeah.
Just like with Thor when she was explaining his stuff. She's just
but with her, with him, it was more of like heartfelt.
Yeah.
Where with him, with
she
Thor,
picks up the
it was like, oh,
emotions.
he's mad, done this, this,
And
this.
then
with Thanos, it was like when she fell, when she touched Drax.
Yeah.
It was like he's very sad about the blase. And it was that moment like, oh fuck, this really hurt Thanos.
Yeah,
and then he wakes
like,
up and he fucks everybody up.
Yeah. And then like that whole scene with Star-Lord and him when he was like, I had to. He's like, you didn't have to do that. Why'd you do that? You didn't have to do that. I was like, oh fuck, he's gonna do it. Yeah.
And
so,
you hear Tony Stark in the back was like, Quill, stand down.
Yeah, he's like, Quill, don't do it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get into it.
Yeah, and then right after that, all hell breaks loose. Drop the fucking moon on them.
Oh my god.
He drops the moon. Well, he uses the Power Stone on Drax, Mantis, and Star Lord, knocks him out.
Yeah, knocks him out.
I thought they were gonna die. I thought that was instant kill.
Yeah.
And then
again.
And then he starts squaring up with Doctor Strange, which is fucking great, by the way. Yeah, like he starts like.
And I'm not too big on Doctor Strange comics, but he was using some spells that are.
Yeah, he was like
popular.
bending space and time. Like
that red lasso that he was using, that's a certain spell that he used in the comics. And then the multiplying one was another spell.
Yeah. So that was so fucking.
Which expands that we haven't even touched the tip of like what Strange can of what Strange can do, and what his movies are gonna bring, and all those spells.
Yeah, so that whole fight scene was that was when I was on edge.
Especially when he basically brings the moon down on Tony Stark, and then the impact from that tosses the Guardians up, and Spider-Man swinging and catching them.
Like, I don't know what your name is. I know what your name is.
And that same desperation he has from Homecoming when he was trying to save all of those people on the boat.
Yes.
It's like, I can't let people die again.
Yes. So that whole sequence was nail-biting. It was fucking suspenseful. I was like, I was on edge. I was like, oh shit, what's gonna happen?
But that scene was the only scene that gives you hope for like them winning.
Yeah.
Because earlier in that scene, you see Doctor Strange fucking having a seizure and shit.
Yeah.
And he finds out that he's seen like 14,603
outcomes,
and they only won one.
Yeah.
So he obviously knows what he's doing, and then he gives up the time stone to save Tony Stark because he was about to get his shit rocked.
I think that was just his last words in Disintegration, but when we got to that.
Yeah. But
it seems like this is the only way or something.
Yeah. And I like that moment when, he's about to. Well, he impales Iron Man. That was a fucking.
Iron Man brings out a blade. From his suit, and Thanos takes it, breaks it up, and stabs him with it.
Dude, when that shit happened, like I was like, oh fuck, here it comes, like
gonna die.
Yeah.
Like, ready.
This is it, guys. Like shit, but he held his own, man. Just being a fucking Iron Man, he
proved himself in 3. How well he could hold his own. So, but against a bigger.
He used everything he can in his fucking nanotech suit, dude. It was crazy.
Everything. I like how it deteriorated.
Like he broke off like half of his face.
And I like also that the nanotech suit can only use so much power.
Yeah.
Because it's housed in that little tiny thing, but you see where he uses all the power on his blaster. So at one point in the movie, you see him half covered in armor, and then the other half is just his regular old tracksuit.
It's like the end of a Mortal Kombat match. He was all fucked up.
Like finisher.
But I did like when Thanos rips off his helmet. And then the other one came back on.
Oh yeah. That was so cool.
Yeah, backups.
That's when I was like,
because I saw Robert Downey Jr.'s face just like but like bludgeoned. I was like, he's gonna die. He's gonna
Yeah,
die.
and his reaction too, he's just like, oh fuck,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, he was shocked. He's like, what am I gonna do? But I
Yeah.
like that he had no choice. Like he was giving it his all. He
And
knew.
then you see that, and you'd think that in this movie, the one that would get Thanos' respect, which
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has it, but it's not verbal.
yeah,
But Tony Stark has his respect, has
Mhm.
Thanos' respect. He's like, Tony. He goes Stark. He goes, you know who I am. He's
Yeah.
like, you're not the only one that's
Cursed
cursed
with
with
knowledge.
knowledge.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. I that whole scene right there,
Which
is
I wanted to
interesting.
explore more.
Yeah.
How the hell does he know about Tony Stark?
yeah, and then
You
like
know?
when he's holding his head, and he's like, when I wipe out half the universe, I hope they remember you, or something like
He
that.
has respect for him.
Yeah,
He did a battle. He
so-
did more of a battle than Hulk did.
Yeah, and that's why I really like Thanos as a villain, man. He's just like, he could kill him at any point, but he's just like, I gotta get through these sons of bitches to accomplish my agenda.
Because
You know?
there's a humanity to
Yeah.
him at the same time.
Yeah, right. Like he does touch on that. It's like, it's mercy, you know. I do have
Yeah.
mercy. And he does show that. So then they lose, and I like that moment when he looks at Strange. And he's like, why would you do that? You know, that was like,
Yeah.
oh fuck. And then we got to the Wakanda battle. While the Wakanda battle's happening, hold on, we gotta talk on Thor and Rocket
Right.
going to make
And
Stormbreaker,
Dinklage.
and the Dinklage, the fucking Dink is here, guys.
Dinklage, yo.
The fucking Tyrion from Game of
Surprised
Thrones. I love that, by the way. That was great. He played a minor character, but it was great. He's like this giant fucking dwarf.
Right.
So
It was perfect. And
He
his
was
voice.
a giant little person.
this giant little
It was just
person.
in his voice, his
Yeah.
delivery.
Yeah, the way he
English,
talks.
Stormbreaker.
He's-
It was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh.
He's like, oh,
And
boy,
Rocket's
that,
like, that's a little bit much.
yeah, that's a little bit much, yeah. And I like that back and forth with him and Dinklage, with Thor and Dinklage, when he's like, boy, you're about to take a full blast of the shooting star. He's like, well, then he'll probably kill me. Yes, that's what killing you means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Fucking, I love that. So, yeah, he gets Stormbreaker. We go into Wakanda, and just the tension is building. We get the ships landing. It's
With the
fucking intense.
Outriders coming in.
Yeah, with Hell Riders coming in. And right at that moment, they're attacking at all angles. They're attacking all angles. And it just keeps building. And they, Wakanda. Black Panther opens up, that one front of Wakanda, the shield.
Yep.
Like you said, the Section 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I love that shot of them all running, but Cap and Black Panther
Yeah.
are like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like kamikazes. But what I
Yeah.
like,
comedic.
what
Yeah.
I like is that it looks like Black Panther was like, I'm out, and he goes in front, but then out of nowhere, Captain America catches up to him.
yeah.
And even passes him in before the scene cuts.
Yeah. He's like, oh, hell no, bro. So I love that. They're like the fastest ones, so they're just running
And they're
straight
just full
up.
of so much pride for their country too. Like
Yeah.
if you notice, they're most
I love
prideful.
that. I love
They
the
represent
chant they do, like, you my
Yeah,
man,
you
you
my-
my
yeah.
man, you my man. That was just building the tension.
Which that actually means something in one of their languages.
Yeah, it means steady, strong, or forward front, or something like that, right?
Something like that.
Semper Fi or some shit.
Semper Fi, YOLO, you only live
It
once.
means
YOLO.
something honorable and heroic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, man, dude, it was so good. That whole fight scene was fucking crazy, and those creatures, I don't know what they're called.
The Outriders.
The
The Outriders.
The Outriders, right? They're fucked.
I
dude.
love Proxima's line though. She was like, "We have to spare." We
Yeah,
have blood
yeah.
To spare.
Yeah, blood to
we
spare.
have blood to spare.
Yeah, because Cap says
She smirked.
there's no need
Yeah.
to shed blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had blood to. She goes. We had blood to spare.
Oh, we had
I
plenty
really
of blood
wanted
to
her to
spare.
have more delivery, like Maul did, more development.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
still, she was awesome.
And I like that she kind of like tricked them, like, oh yeah,
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy died, Glaive, right?
Yeah, Corvus Glaive.
But yeah, he came back and he was in the room.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Which I think Shuri, he went to attack Shuri,
Yeah.
and I believe that Shuri did get to save Data from Vision.
Yeah.
That's what they're
I
saying,
think-
yeah.
It has to be. I mean, because she made it look so simple, even though
Yeah.
it was a real intricate process to separate
Yeah.
the two. At this point, when they brought Vision, she was like, "Why didn't you just do this, this, and this?" And it would have
Right.
been done.
Look, she backed up Vision's stuff to the cloud.
Yeah.
to the
And-
cloud. It's in the cloud.
It's up there somewhere. Come on.
Down.
But we don't know if she survives. You don't.
See,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
one thing that really bugged me. I'm
But
like,
only people
fuck.
died, not items. So hopefully
Yeah.
the cloud is still.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if she died. We don't know if Parapods died. Who else,
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting going back to Avengers 4 to seeing, like, who really, made it. Yeah. But that whole Wakanda battle was fucking spectacular. Really loved it. The way they shot that, the action scenes, the CGI was really good.
What
man.
I like too is that they were holding their own till a certain part.
Yeah, and then they just became overwhelmed.
And then Thor having Stormbreaker and Stormbreaker
Opening
being able to summon.
And this is the crowd pleasing moment. This is my favorite moment throughout the whole film. Everyone fucking lost it, dude. Everyone fucking lost it. Everyone's just up in arms cheering like, yeah, and then you hear the Avengers theme come on.
Yeah.
Perfect
in my head,
fucking time.
Immortals song still came on though. From
Yeah. But that was so fucking perfect. Like you see the Stormbreaker spinning.
Oh my god.
And then he catches it and they play the Avengers thing. I like that Rocket was on his shoulder.
Yeah.
That was fucking badass.
I like the part where it's past that part.
Yeah.
And he's fighting along Steve Rogers. And he looks over at Steve. He's like, "Oh, I see you're copying my beard."
Copying my beard.
And then Steve is like, "Haircut." And then and he goes, "This is my friend Rabbit
and the tree."
Yeah. And then Groot looks like, "I'm Groot." And Steve Rogers is like,
"I'm Steve Rogers." Yeah. Love that.
Oblivious, it's perfect.
Yeah, he came in, started wrecking shit, and then.
And what I liked, which was earlier in the movie, is that Thor speaks Groot.
Oh yeah. He's like, that was an elective course on Asgard.
What?
I was like, what? Shit.
Which I think another reason why Rocket just trusted the crap out of him because nobody understands Groot, and that's did we just become best friends? Like that was a moment.
That was like a stepbrothers moment.
Yeah.
We need to see that meme. Like, we just become best friends. Yeah, like
Groot's in the background still playing video games.
Not caring about what just happened.
And I love that Groot snapped out of it, became useful. And he gave the handle to Stormbreaker. Genius. That was fucking genius.
And he did a throwback and used his whole, hit through multiple people with his arm.
Yeah.
That was
the first Guardians.
Well, he did it in the second one too.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, but like, damn, dude, when he showed up, that's when it really was on. Like it was so.
And he dropped the video game quick. Team Groot was just fighting.
He's like,
he left it with Peter Dinklage. He's like, you know what? You're gonna be alone.
Yeah.
You're Space Invaders.
Right. But he can't even use his hands though.
Oh damn it!
Damn, Groot. Your heart was in the right place. You fucked up.
He probably before he stepped into the Bifrost, he looked back. He's like, I'm a savage.
Yeah. And the shades come on.
Blanche, you fucked up. But yeah, dude, like I like when Thor just slams the fucking axe down. He's like, "Bring me that."
Yeah,
like,
that was
dude,
perfect.
Fucking savage, dude.
I think his plan never stopped from the beginning. Since Loki dying, he was like, "I have this plan. I'm gonna pull through."
Dude, and I like what Bruce says. Like the helmet comes off. He's like, "You guys screwed out."
Yeah.
That was so funny.
Bruce was the antagonist, like the instigator.
The instigator,
Instigating all that tea.
Yeah.
He brought the tea, instigated the tea.
I screwed up now. I better run. But and I like that moment with Scarlet Witch when she showed up and she lifted up those wheel things. Badass, and she brought them all back.
Which I was talking to Berto about it earlier. It looks like they had Black Widow, Scarlet Witch, and Okoye fight approximately midnight. As some sort of like wink, wink. This is the A-Force.
Yeah. Okay. I see that. Yeah. That was pretty cool. I like that fight scene by the way. That was pretty cool. I like what
that's the only death from the Black Widow that I was cool with.
Right.
Like she died gruesomely.
Yeah.
Whereas fucking Black Dwarf or Cold Obsidian, whatever you want to call
he just got sent into the shield. And
he just got sent and he disintegrated, which was stupid.
You couldn't take that off. You couldn't just break that off.
That was probably the lamest death. That one just going up. I was like,
and then Corvus Glaive gets stabbed through the back.
By Vision.
He got beat up twice. He got stabbed with his own sword. Wasn't it his own weapon?
Yeah.
Twice, because Black Widow used it on him.
Yeah. But I kind of like that. Like Vision was the one that did it because he kept fucking stabbing Vision.
Yep.
So Vision's like, fuck this, I had enough.
I'm gonna stab you.
Yeah. How do you like it, bro?
I love how his humanity played and how he wasn't just invulnerable because he was so strong in Ultron.
Yeah.
And he was like the key to that.
Yeah.
And in this one, it's like, there's things stronger than you.
Also, it's funny because like I like how they basically like touched on something I was gonna nitpick at because during the whole battle I was like, where the hell is Scarlet Witch? She's supposed to be here.
Right.
She's OP strong, and then he was like, why was she up there the whole time?
Right.
I was like, damn right. I started clapping like, damn right.
Thank you,
Let's
Michonne.
go. Yeah, thank you, Michonne, for that. Yeah, dude. So.
And then what I liked is that it looks like every Infinity Stone knows when another one's nearby.
Yeah.
Which kind of gives to that theory where it's not safe to have 2 Infinity Stones in the same place.
Yeah, because Vision, that's when the dread starts getting in because he started feeling that, and you see the wind picking up, and like, oh fuck, here it
I like
comes.
when he said it with the hair though too. Strange back in the beginning. Like,
oh yeah, he's like, are you doing something with your hair? He's like, no,
no,
that's not me. Yeah,
no, not usually, no.
Yeah, but dude, like when that happens, like that quietness, like the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Dude, that
just
it
comes through.
Like no music, you just hear the wind.
That's how he found the Asgardian ship though. Like I'm pretty sure like the stones called him. He knew that it was on there, and he knew Loki was lying.
Yeah, so then, dude, this is like the fucking epic, like right here. Everybody's just charging him.
But with that part, he just demolished them.
Like, cause he already has.
It wasn't even like a fight back.
Yeah, it was just like
I think Cap gave him the most.
Which he recognized. If you see that scene, that
like
was
Cap
like,
hits him, does a couple of hits, hits him with his shield guard, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and but everybody else was like, Scarlet Witch, okay, you're gonna have some branches on you. Fucking Hulkbuster.
More branches.
Yeah, he crushed like War Machine's suit like from the inside or something. I was like,
he crushed it like a can.
Crazy.
Yeah, I was like,
crazy disabilities now.
He pulled an Apocalypse and put Hulk into a fucking boulder.
Still, I've had enough of you already.
Yeah. Dude, that's
so he basically dismantled them all. But then it's like you could see that Scarlet Witch could have handled him, but she was so emotionally distraught.
Yeah, that's true.
Great acting by her.
The great swerve of the movie is that she destroys the Mind Stone, and then he's like, nah, dog.
Time
Stone,
baby.
Which I'm happy how they used it. They used it. It was messed up, but I was like,
well, see that I love that scene because like you could tell she was such in pain and anguish. She knew she had to do it, and deep down I was like, yo, this sucks, but I was like, do it. You have to do it.
You still have to do it.
Yeah, I know. Like I know what you're going to do, but
she
do
did
it.
Good. Elizabeth Olsen with the trembling of her lip and everything.
Yes.
I was like,
fucking great. That's why I bought into their relationship so much during that scene.
They both did a great job.
And I knew the time zone was coming because Thanos wasn't even worried about it. He's just like, yeah, it's been a rough day for me. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I was like, what? Like, dude. And then the way he does it, he just picks Vision up like nothing. He just plucks it out of him.
Yeah, that was hard to watch.
She gave him a decent death.
But he caved in his forehead.
Yeah.
Dude,
the androids gave us more anguish than the humans.
Can you imagine? That was brutal to watch because it's like, you imagine that was like just a human being. Imagine that was a human being doing just
blood and brains everywhere.
Yeah.
But then it's like Thor comes out of nowhere.
And drops.
Where the fuck were you? Were you getting shawarma?
Right.
were you diddling Jane?
I had to get shawarma for you guys.
But he comes in, and I think this is something that they're gonna have him live with, like for the next few movies that he does.
Yeah.
Is that he doesn't go for the head, he goes for the chest.
Yeah.
And Thanos is like, playing it off. Oh, you got me. I'm dying. You got me.
Yeah.
You know what I
think? You got me. And Thor is like, yeah, I got you, bitch. And he's even holding his head and pushing the axe more in.
Yeah.
And he's like, but you should have aimed for the head, bitch.
Boom!
He had the perfect plan all through the movie until that one slip up. And it shows like when they get to that point of emotion, how they screw up.
Yeah. No, dude, that was.
So Thanos snaps the finger.
Yeah.
At first, you're like, nothing's happening.
Yeah, you see
and
the
white
string go away.
You see the Wakandan. He does snap his fingers.
Yeah.
He goes to the Soul World.
So he goes to the Soul World. He sees little Gamora.
And Thor's like, what did you do though? Before he goes to Soul, what did you do? What did you do?
I like that he goes to the Soul Dimension.
First he snaps his fingers, gets up, teleports himself out.
He should have dipped out like Star-Lord.
But he shows up in the Soul World. Little Gamora's like, what did it cost you?
He goes, everything.
And like super sad, he just goes, everything.
Yeah. Which is her. He means her.
Yeah.
She was his everything.
Yeah, I like, and then you see the Infinity Gauntlet is all fucked up.
Crumpled. Yeah. But the stone still works.
Yeah, you can still use it. But that's how much the power, like that devastating power.
So then after that, you see the Wakandan forces just.
And this is what.
And then Sarah McLachlan starts playing.
Yeah.
The Wakandan force is just disintegrating.
And this is where a Captain America PSA message would have really helped out. Like, guys, I know what you're about to see. He's fucked up, but we're coming back next year. You know what I mean? But dude,
so I started donating dollars for the greater good.
But this is where the shock, awe, and trauma started setting in for me because they just started dissipating. I was like, what the fuck is going on? and just to see that play out like in that way. You see, I think
the first one from the Avengers was Bucky.
Bucky.
And the way they do it was so nice. Not nice, but like heartbreaking. He's like
Steve.
Steve, and he just
And then with Black Panther with T'Challa, when that happened, I was like, oh fuck!
And he tells him this is no way to die.
This is not an honorable death. Like he's like, get the fuck up, Okoye. We're gonna get some Starbucks.
He's like, okay.
And then he disappears.
And Okoye's like, I'm not the one dying, motherfucker. Like,
But dude, that was so crazy. And then another one is like Falcon is just in the ground. Bearded Falcon. Fake beard Falcon.
Painted on beard Falcon.
He's lucky. All he got was his wings clipped. He's so lucky.
I think he was playing like dead because he's over here fetus position. And Rhodes is like, where you at? Which we know the crumpled can didn't kill Rhodes. So that's good.
Yeah.
So he's like not even like he's like a few feet away from him.
Dude, and then just seeing like in the battlefield, M'Baku is seeing everything, dude. Everyone is
all his people.
And could you imagine his thought process? Because he's never seen anything like that.
None of them have Wakanda. Even I think it was Okoye that said, Wakanda's not gonna be the same. It's over. Like this is done.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not used to this. They opened their country to the world.
Yeah.
And then Rocket saw Groot die again.
Yeah, more trauma.
Like, damn it.
Real quick, I love the Winter Soldier rocket scene when he just picks him up.
Oh, yeah, by the way, that was great. Like, how much is that gun? Like, how much is that arm?
Yeah, that was a great
interaction. I'm going to get that arm.
Yeah, I'm going to get that arm, boy. I'm going to get that arm, boy. But, dude, when that happened, and then we go back to...
so, essentially, everybody from Phase 1 survives.
Yeah.
With the exception of Nebula and Rocket.
And Rocket.
And
Okoye.
Panthers cast.
Yeah, some of the Black Panther cast.
And Okoye.
Right. So we go back to the Titan, and dude, I shed a tear for this part, right? I didn't expect to do this.
Pussy.
Pussy that. I just shed a tear. And no, Levi will, you son of a bitch, because I know you love Spidey. But
that was the most heartbreaking one.
It was. Yeah, because
you can see that that's going to affect Tony Stark too.
Dude, because they built that up so well in Civil War and Homecoming. The Guardians, they dissipate, they go, and Doctor Strange goes, and then you get to Spider-Man, he's like, Mr. Stark, I don't want to go. I'm
not feeling well.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I'm sorry.
It sets in that he's about to die.
Yeah.
Because Tony's thing has always been, please stay grounded. Let me take care of the big stuff, because you're a kid. He's a child at the end of the day.
Yeah. So, that was fucking brutal. That was fucking brutal, bro. So I commend the MCU.
Imagine they bring Miles Morales in the next one.
Shit, Spider-Verse. Now we gotta
moving on.
Hey, hashtag not my Spider-Man. Hashtag not my Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit. Yeah, but dude, right then and there, I had to commend Russo brothers, Kevin Feige, MCU right there for being ambitious. Like, sure, I know that they're probably gonna bring him back. Like, this 90% sure, for sure.
Yeah. They played the only ones that I think they played it safe with some of the Guardians.
Yeah.
Because I know that the Guardians is a rotating roster. So, I know they played it safe with Black Panther because we know there's another one coming out.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man, there's another one coming out.
Yeah. So
now, are they gonna bring Bucky back? Who knows? Are they gonna bring Sam back with the painted on beard? Who knows?
Hopefully not.
Hopefully he gets he shaves in the soul world. But are they gonna bring Mantis back? Are they going to bring Drax? I know they're going to bring
Doctor Strange has to come
Star-Lord
back
for sure.
And Doctor Strange definitely. He's so important.
So they played it kind of safe.
Yeah.
Because we know that we know the schedule, which is a burden.
Right. But I like that they actually did the snap of the fingers. They actually did that. Because they could have easily been like.
It still shows that it's possible. It still shows the magnitude of Thanos' power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like watching like a Game of Thrones season finale. You're just like fucking devastated, waiting for the next one. Like, you motherfuckers.
It's just a year.
Yeah. So I like that they did that, and then we get this like really somber, somewhat happy ending with Thanos looking at the sun.
He was so satisfied. Like,
and then
it was like he just came out. Like he ate Taco Bell, and he. You all have taken a Taco Bell shit. Yeah, and he was just on that toilet battling, taking that hot, steamy dump.
Yeah.
He ate a
he ate the fire. He had all the sauces.
He had a $5 box. He had a chicken chalupa meal.
He had the Crunch Wrap Supreme.
He had a power burrito. And he was just taking a dump. And in that scene, you see him walking after that dump, triumphant.
Seeing the sun. having a sip of his Baja Blast right here. Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect segue.
But yeah, so he just sits down and he like, it's like he has that sigh of relief and he has a little
My
smirk.
work here is done.
and it wasn't a smirk like we saw in Avengers.
Yeah.
It was just a
yeah
type of smirk.
Yeah, like satisfaction, just like
job well done.
Yeah.
He's definitely dump goals.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah. Better get to farming now.
Yeah, right? Live life like
Corrupt
normal
and
Like
person.
I think I'm gonna do that, sit and sigh and smile.
Yeah,
After I
yeah.
accomplish, I'm gonna beat God of War 100%.
We're gonna platinum some games, you know. We need to read some books.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Dark Souls and not die.
Yeah. Dude, but
Somber.
this movie had like the Empire Strikes Back feel.
Yeah.
Like that. Like the
Which
bad
is
guy
funny
one.
because if you look at, you know, it just being Avengers movies, isn't it like the last one supposed to be the shitty one?
Yeah.
Right, and it ended up being the great one.
That.
They broke that.
Completely.
Yeah, they broke that trend.
Well, they
which
broke
was great.
that shit. Period. If you just look at Marvel.
If you look at
movies.
Civil War and Ragnarok and Iron Man.
Well,
3,
even with Phase 1, with Iron Man being a good movie, Thor was, but that was the second one, and Cap came after his Thor. So.
Winter Soldier was amazing. That's when you knew the Russo brothers were just gods.
So then, guys, we all had the pleasure of sitting through a 15-minute credit scene with everybody and their grandmother.
Yep.
I think I saw me.
Yep.
Yeah, you saw your name.
Yeah,
I saw your name too.
Yeah.
Levi's no, because Levi.
Family names.
Yeah.
But
so we all just
after
sat
that,
there.
we see the after credit scene, which is basically Maria Hill and
Nick Fury.
and Shaft. I mean, Nick Fury driving, and out of nowhere, a car crashes in front of him.
I like that they
no
showed
driver.
that.
Yeah.
They just showed a simple glimpse of the magnitude of this, you know?
Yeah.
So
The helicopter crashes.
Yeah, the helicopter crashes, and then Maria Hill starts disappearing.
Samuel Jackson, oh, motherfucker.
And then Samuel Jackson pulls out a pager, hits it, and then he goes, mother.
When I saw that 90s
Disappears.
Motorola beeper,
Yeah.
I was like, Captain
Why
Marvel!
are you paging?
So he basically pages Captain Marvel. Now we gotta find out if it takes Captain Marvel a year to get to a payphone.
Yeah.
So
Where is she exactly?
Yeah.
That she's still rocking that beeper?
Yeah.
my thing is where the fuck has she been?
Yeah.
All these years.
Well, what I want to know is what can she possibly bring, to.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Yeah, like what does she do? Why is she the answer?
I know she's a cosmic level being, so I know she can even bear the gauntlet. Like
I
know she can.
I have a feeling that because we've already seen the movie, and I don't think that the next Avengers movie will have Secret War, as I thought before.
Yeah.
But with her coming in as she's the one that we need.
Yeah.
Then I think she's gonna fill in the role of Adam Warlock.
Ah.
But there is still an Adam Warlock though. We'll just know.
Right, but they're not gonna introduce him until another Guardians.
Yeah.
Because in order to introduce Adam Warlock, a character of that magnitude, you have to dedicate at least a Guardians movie to him.
Yeah.
You can't just throw him in there unless they introduce him in Captain Marvel.
Right.
On some end credit scene maybe because it's gonna be all 90s.
Yeah.
Even then, because you can't just throw Adam Warlock in an extra credit scene.
No.
It has to
He's
be
too
introduced. I have
He
to
was
have
already-
him say something
Yeah.
hey, I like donuts and shit.
Yeah.
So.
And he was already introduced anyway. That final credit scenes for Guardians 2.
Yeah.
That was it for Adam as far as
Well, we see his
go.
cocoon.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that's the extent of what we'll see from him. But
yeah, but I love how they ended it. I love how they said Thanos will return.
Yeah,
That
Thanos will return. It's like, it was his movie, wasn't it?
It was his movie.
It was.
He had the
Thanos'
happy
movie.
ending. He
Are
won.
we gonna
And
get
if
3
they
more
wanted-
movies with him?
if they wanted to, they could just leave it at that.
Right.
But I hope they have a overarching arc like they're gonna do with Hulk, where Thanos actually becomes like an anti-hero. Because at one point in the comics, Thanos becomes the guardian of the Reality Stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
After he starts planning
He's
his
such a great
props
villain,
and shit,
man. Yeah.
and he beats Stardew Valley and gets a 5-star rating on his farm by his grandfather.
Yeah. So all right, to end this discussion and review, guys, score. What would you score this?
I give it a 10. I don't care.
I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, and the only reason I do that is because in the end part, when you see Bruce Banner in the back, the CGI was and there were some
wonky,
CGI parts, like you said, Doctor Strange on Titan, he looked a little bit
Yeah.
I give it a 10 for the storytelling,
Right.
having to grab all those characters and put them together the way that they did, and the way that they developed those characters. So gave them each their shine. It's not an easy task.
Honestly, the CGI to me wasn't as bad as say like Black Panther, because I gave Black Panther a 9.5 out of 10. Because that third act when they're fighting looked very Spider-Man 3-ish to me.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get past that. If it's like that level bad, it's just like
they look like gummy-ish.
Yeah, it's just like punching each other going down. I was like, so I couldn't get past that. So, but this movie was like near perfect to me.
Yeah.
This movie.
So what did you get it?
10 out of 10.
Okay.
It is a 10 out of 10 for me.
So it is perfect, not near perfect.
Well, I want to say because
mine is near perfect.
But it's not like I want to say like it's the perfect movie in the world.
Like it's close to it.
For me, I'm gonna say it's the best movie in the world.
The CGI and the early deaths of the Black Order kind of like but after that, like the way that it was more of like every time he got a stone, it was another chapter in the movie.
Right.
I thought that it just satisfied me that you gave me all this hype, all these movies I've been following,
and it paid off.
And everything.
And it was one of those movies where, like, usually, like when I watch a Marvel movie, it's more of an excitement. I want to go see this shit again.
Yeah.
With this one, it was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I need to have it marinate a little bit.
It wasn't an excitement, more so as I just want to experience it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Instead of watching,
exactly.
I want to
experience
it. Yeah.
It was an experience.
It was an experience I'll never forget. It's so fucking good. I ranked this at top 3 like comic book films of all time with Dark Knight Logan. With Dark Knight Logan just being ahead of this. This would be probably like number 3.
Well, I mean, it's a you can't really put them in that realm though, because Dark Knight was focused mainly on Batman.
Right. But I'm saying like in terms of just like comic book movie adaptations, you know, those are the 3 that will always, stick out for me the most.
Well, you told me the other day that your number 1 movie of all time was X-Men Last Stand.
We're gonna have to edit that out, but was that? I think you were talking to Levi. Yeah, it must have been Levi.
You told me that you cried when Wolverine stabbed Phoenix.
I'm pretty sure that was Levi. But we'll end it on that note, guys. But I just want to give thanks to Mello. Thanks for being here.
With the Infinity Gauntlet.
Thank you guys so much.
This looks like a wart. Really quick.
It does, right?
Some cortisone for that.
But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Post your comments down below. Let us know what you thought of Infinity War. Did it exceed your expectations? What's your rating? What you're looking forward to in Avengers 4? Give this video a like. It always helps. Subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next one.